My name is my name is Patricia Perez, and I am AARP California State President Emeritus. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our financial series. Let's talk Dinero with AARP. Today, we're focusing on business development. Whether you're ready to, take the leap and start your own business or exploring ways to supplement your income with a side hustle, I am certain you will find today's information useful. And the reality is that business ownership is more diverse than ever as women, African Americans, and Latinos tend to own more small businesses. I personally have owned a business for almost 40 years and can tell you I have learned many hard lessons that are, through costly mistakes. That is why I am thrilled you are here, so we can make it easier for you. Before we dive in, I would like to take a poll and ask you a couple of questions to get a sense of who is joining us. And let's see, I'm going to look to my AARP friends to start the poll. And it's only two questions, so it's not really difficult. Two questions. The first one, how did you hear about this event? Just let us know. How did you hear about this event? Through email, social media, Latina Fest, we were just there a couple of weeks ago, or other AARP activity? Please let us know how you heard about that. This will really help us know how we're getting the information to you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I see the emails work really well. Excellent. All right. And I know the other ARP activity, and thank you for those that are writing it on the chat, how you heard about it from the app, which is wonderful that you're using the app for events. Excellent. So now we have another question. And let's see, question 2. Hold on a second. I'm wondering if I need to close this poll and start a new one. But we have a different question. Hold on, I'm going to close this. I'm going to end this poll just in case I need to do this. All right, sorry. Here, I'm just sharing the results. You can see the majority of you heard through email. Okay, now we have another question, another poll question. And whenever ARP is ready to ask the second question, let's see, it's not, you guys aren't seeing question 2, right? Nah, I'm still seeing question 1. All right, not to worry, not to worry. We'll continue and then we'll come back to the poll once I, figure technology out. So I'm just gonna close this out and we'll come back. The second question was really, you know what, maybe I can ask and you can write it on the chat. The question was, what is the biggest obstacle preventing you from starting your own business? Is it that you don't know where to start? Time, you don't have, oh, nope, this is the same question 1. Oh, there it is, there it is, never mind. The second question, there it is, the second question. What is the biggest obstacle preventing you from starting your own business? Is it you don't know where to start? I don't have enough time. You don't have enough money. It takes capital to start your business, or fear of failure. And I see even in the chat, don't know where to start. It's just taking the first step, right? Don't know where to start. So I hope that that's going to be answered for you. So, all right. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. All right. So we got the poll going, but wanted to share that joining us in today's conversation is Claudia Shaw. She's a business advisor, small business. Oh, let me see. I'm going to stop sharing. Close it. Sorry. She's a business advisor, small business development center in the Los Angeles region. Claudia has extensive experience working with small business owners and our Spanish-speaking community entrepreneurs. Claudia will share important information, but she's also here to answer your questions. So please use the chat to write your questions and we'll get through as many as possible. Now I'd like to give a warm welcome, a bienvenida to Claudia. Welcome, Claudia.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you so much to ARP and to all the team for this invite. Patricia, Adriana, Priscilla. I really, really appreciate it. So let's get started. And I saw that in the chat and in the poll, you guys put that you don't know where to start. So hopefully today we are going to really answer that kind of question. We do have limited time, so bear with me. I will send you the information for who we are and what we do and how we can help you. So no to worry, not to worry. This is today's more like information for you to know a little bit about how to start your business, the things that you have to keep in mind. I just want to make sure that this is not a legal advice. We are here just to give you information, just to guide you, but we are not attorneys, okay? What is the SBDC? The SBDC is the Small Business Development Center. That's what SBDC stands for. What do? We are a team of experts in different areas that will help you start your business or grow the existing business that you have. Not only that, we will help you with licenses and permits, with hiring, with loans, access to capital, with government contracting, import-export, business plan, AI, social media marketing, you name it. That's what we do, and that's why we are here for. Why do we help with all these things? Because we are part of the SBA with the government and with our taxes. They pay us to be able to help you for free, no cost. So it's not going to cost you any dime to get an advisor to help you with your business. Like I said, startup or existing business, we can help you, okay? And no cost to you. We also do this kind of trainings, not only with partners like ARP, but we have our own trainings online from across the network. We have 7 offices here in LA County, and we have offices in the whole entire United States. You just have to Google SBDC near your zip code and you will find us, okay? So that being said, let's get started. We're going to talk about the business, like how do you start a business? What is it? Things that you need to keep in mind, things that you will encounter. So why do you want to start a business? People have like different ways or different ideas. Why do you want to have your own business? Because you want to be your own boss. Let me put my laser here. You want to be your own boss. That's one of the things. You want to just not work hard anymore than the long hours, and you want those long hours to benefit you maybe instead of other people. You want your earnings to grow maybe faster and greater. New venture just for the excitement. And other people do it because they have a hobby and they want to convert it as a business, because they have experience in something. So I have had people who have been working in a restaurant for a long time, back in the restaurant as a waiter, as a chef, whatever it is, but they study in school, they study mechanic, for example, but they have been working at a restaurant. They are not going to start a mechanic workshop because they said, no, I am better at the restaurant business because that's what I have been doing for the past 5 years. And they start the restaurant instead of going to start a mechanic shop. So there are different ways that you can do this. So it's not set in stone that you have to start a business because of your parents or your inheritance or because anything else. It's just what you want. What is that passion that you have that you wanted to convert it into a business, okay? I would love to hear in the chat, like if you can put why would you want to start a business? So if you guys want to put in the chat, why would you start a business? That would be perfect. Okay. In the meantime, do you have what it takes? What does it take to start a business? Passion. I think that's the first thing. Why? because you're going to get the door shut in your face a lot of times. And that's the reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat it anything. I'm not going to say this is the easiest thing that you're going to have to do in your life, because it's not. It's going to be hard. It's hard to start a business. It's hard to set expectations or not set any expectation for you and then see things unveiling in a different way. Starting a business is a roller coaster. Remember that. Starting a business is a roller coaster. Having a business is still a roller coaster. What does that mean? You will have days that you're going like this. You will have days that you're going like this. You will have days you're going like this. It's going to be normal. Never is like this. That's how our lives are, no? In life, we are not like this. We're not flat all the time, or we're not going up all the time. We have our downs too. So that's what it is. Business is going to have that. But you have to have in you what it takes that when it's going down, you can be motivated and thriving up, that you can go here in order to go up. Okay? So let's talk about that. You need to have a concept. You need to have a business plan, and you need to know about your financials. What is this? You need to have a concept, meaning what type of business do I want to start? What do I want to start? And then why do I want to start it? So then it comes the business plan, okay? And I'm going to talk a little bit about what a business plan is, because you do have to have a plan. I have heard a lot of people saying, no, I don't need a plan. I make the best tacos in the world. My family says that I'm a great cook, and I'm going to start my business because I'm a great cook. So I don't need anything else. I don't need a concept, a business plan, or financial. I'm just going to start. Guess what? It's nice. And I'm glad that you make the best tacos in the world, but you do need to have a business plan and financials, because you need to know where you go. Because when you don't know where you go, then you're going to face all these downs and you don't know what to do. That's when you're going to say, oh my God, I didn't plan. I wasn't ready. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know how much money I needed. And also, the other thing I want you to keep in mind is that all of you, no matter what business you're starting, your business plan and your financials are going to be different and unique for each one of you. That's why you need a business advisor from the SBDC in order for us to sit down with you and to talk about your business and your needs, because they are different from Patricia's, from Adriana's, from Priscilla's, from Zoe, Louis, Drew, all of you guys. Even though maybe Patricia and Adriana wants to start a restaurant business, their needs, their financials, and the plan is going to be different. It depends on the type of business, the location, and all that stuff. Let's talk about it. So let's talk about the business plan. What does a business plan encounter? A description. You need a description of your business. I am going to start a taco business for everybody. Who is everybody? You cannot start a taco business for everybody. I wish you can start it for everybody. You need to have a very unique description. I'm going to start a taco business located in Southgate for the Hispanic community. I'm going to serve organic tortillas or organic materials or organic. You need to give a description to that. You need to give a little bit more of a context into it. And the other thing, start here, like this. Start like this and then start growing from there. Don't start like this. A lot of people start like that. Oh no, my family told me I made the best tacos, so I'm going to start like big. I'm going to go and find a location, the biggest one that I can find, and get all my permits, and it's super easy. It's not that easy. And maybe they start a taco business next to another 3, 4, 5 taco businesses. A lot of people have seen that happen, and I know it happens. So those are the things that you need to see. So business description, super important. I need to know specifically who is my target market, what am I selling, why am I selling, like what type of need am I really helping in this, okay? Then my marketing, how am I going to get to these people? We all have seen how our social media marketing has evolved throughout these few years. Like the internet came and it took forever for us to get used to it. Then the emails, I remember that it we took like at least 5 years before we got our own email addresses. And then you started navigating in this. Then Facebook came. I didn't join Facebook like after 3 years of existence because I didn't believe in that Facebook thing and so forth. But then AI came and we had to like change like in less than 1 year. So like you have to use this, you have to use technology. So the same is the marketing. Marketing has changed so much that is not the marketing that we used to see before, that is just in a little news paper or in a magazine or on TV or on radio. No, now is all the social media. That's your marketing. Not necessarily for sales, but yes, for exposure, yes, for people to know who you are and what you do. Okay. Management. Can I do this by myself? Like, can I be a solopreneur? I can start my restaurant, be the cook, be the waitress. I can do my own billing. I can do my own. Can I do all that by myself? Do I need people? How many people? Who do I need? Do I need a person calling? Do I need a social media? Do I need a chef? Do I need 2 waiters? 1, 3, 20? How many? All those things are management. I need to think about that. Okay. I'm talking about a physical location. I know I have been concentrating a little bit on physical location, but maybe you guys want to do something online. The same story. Online, you also need somebody, an admin person. You need an accountant. You need your lawyer, maybe. You need somebody part-time that can help you with cold calling, things like that. So you need to think about those things. And financial data. What is financial data? Do I need to put money down right now? Because I have a restaurant, I want a physical location. Do I need to put money now? How much do I need? What type of square footage I'm looking for? Do I need to do renovations on that existing location or not? I need permits. I need to pay for those permits. I need all those things are financial data that sometimes we don't think about. I need to pay for my internet. Let's talk about home-based businesses. I need to pay my internet, my electricity, water, the desk, the computer, my supplies, all those things. Those are financial data. I need to do flyers. I need to do business cards. All those things. You need to think about that. Okay. So that's why when I am thinking about it, I can say, okay, this is super easy. Yes, I know what I want to do, my marketing, my management. I don't need all this. When you start like writing it down, that's when you start thinking more about it. That's when things comes to you and you say, oh, wait a minute, I hadn't thought about this. And I think I need to do a little bit more about it. Okay. So when you do the business description and the product, you want to make sure, let me just close these things that are like on my way. You need to make sure that you know the nature of your business, okay? And you list all your products or services because, like I said, you can have a physical location with a restaurant or you can have an online business. You can be an advisor, you can be an accountant or whatever you want to do it. So those are services, okay? And you want to have a list of it. I had an example with a business owner who wanted to start his restaurant, and he's like, I'm going to have the tacos of this, and the chilaquiles and the quesadillas. And so he had like a menu of 20 or 25 items. I'm like, oh my God, okay, hold on. You're just starting. Remember, start this. And then little by little, you can start growing because maybe not everybody who goes into your restaurant wants to eat all those things that you have there. Maybe you need to have a selection and then little by little, you can start adding it depending on the things. Maybe you cannot, maybe you start with tacos and people are asking only for quesadillas. Who knows? So then you need to change your menu as well. So make sure that you are really looking into your business plan and what products and services you are offering. Okay. Okay. Also, the business plan helps you when you want when you are when you want access to capital. When you're going to go to a bank wants to know who you are, what you do, who do you sell to, and what necessities are you sufficing when you're doing this. So they need to know that because they want to know if you really know what you're doing. Okay, so that's why a bank is a financial institution and is a business. They are there as a business. So they want to give you money because they want to know and trust that you really know what you're doing. They're not going to give money to anybody because it's their money and that's their business. Okay, so make sure that when you go to a financial institution, you really know your thing. Okay, location. Am I going to have a physical location? Where am I going to be? I have to know that. I want a taco business in Southgate, or do I want it in Beverly Hills? How many taco businesses exist in Southgate versus how many taco businesses exist in Beverly Hills? So I want to know that. Am I going to be home business first? Am I going to have a Miko? Miko is a new program that the County of Los Angeles is doing and accepting for home food businesses. So you can have your home-based business with selling food inside your house. You need to do some classes, of course, and things, but you can do it. Of course, they already approve it. So that's a home-based business. Or you're going to have an online business. I'm going to sell t-shirts, or I'm going to do advising, or I'm going to do even some yoga or meditation online. I don't know. You can have whatever you want online. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the marketing. So you need to know where are your clients? Where is that target market? That's why not everybody can be your client right now. Remember, start here. Little by little, you're going to grow. Amazon didn't start like the monster that they are right now. Amazon started like here. They started being small in a garage, selling books. That's what their thing was. And little by little, they started growing. So that's what you need to make sure that you're always remembering. I do want you to be the biggest in the world if that's what you want, but make sure that you start small so you can really go step by step. Okay? So your target market is super important. I want to have this type of target. It has to be women between 30 and 60. I want them to be the head of the house or things like that. You need to be as specific as you can with your target market, okay? And make sure that you know your competitors. Sometimes I hear people saying, no, I don't have competitors. Oh yeah, we all, I think at this point have competitors unless you're inventing or having like that unique product that it does not exist in the market. And if that's the case, congratulations. But for most everybody, you do have a competitor, okay? The price, you need to make sure that the pricing is correct, but just don't do it blindly, saying because McDonald's sells a $1 burger, I'm going to sell my burger also at $1. Don't do that. You really need to have a pricing structure, why you are doing it, okay? Because your meat is this amount of money, your buns are this amount of money, the lettuce, the tomato, the da 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 da. It gives you, their hamburger is 50 cents. It costs you to make a hamburger 50 cents. Do I want to sell it for another 50 cents, or do I need to sell it for even more? So I need to sell it to a 150. Then I'm not a competitor of McDonald's directly because maybe I don't do the microwave that McDonald's does. Mine are done when you order it. Mine are really like freshly made. I don't put it in the microwave. Those things is what you need to think about. Also, when you set a price with a good pricing structure and your price comes out to be a $2 burger, stick to that price. Don't go, oh, somebody came into my shop and said, hey, the hamburger business that is 2 blocks from here is selling hamburgers at 150. Why are you selling it at $2? I already know what I offer. I already did my things. Mine is $2. You want it, you buy it. You don't want it, you don't buy it. Not everybody can be my client or my customer. Remember that. As much as I would prefer everybody to be my customer, not everybody is my customer. Not everybody is a Louis Vuitton customer or a Chanel or whatever you want. So just remember those things too. Because I have a client who manufactures purses and leather leather things for your jewelry. And his cost is really high because it's really leather, very good and very high-end material. And he does it himself. So it's really handmade. So it's a lot of labor intense. So his things are more than $200. So one of the ladies in the chat that he gave as a success story said, oh my God, they're too expensive for me. Guess what? They're not for you then, because you're not my target market. My target market is those high end. I don't sell this at a Target or a Walmart. I have to sell it in a boutique or online where you can buy it for the $200, $300 that I sell it for. So don't worry about that. Stick to what you have and be confident that you're doing the right thing. Okay? Okay. Advertising and promotion. How many times do you think Coca-Cola, Starbucks, and all these big brands, even Amazon, stop doing any advertising because we already know about it? They don't. We always see them. We see billboards. We see them on TV, radio, newsletters, online. We always see their marketing going. You cannot stop. We live in a society and in a world that is moving so fast that we tend to forget all these things. Don't let me forget about you. So I need to see you. I need to see you everywhere. You need to do networking. This thing that you're doing today, perfect. This is part of it. You need to be present here. You need to talk about what you want to do, who you are, where you are, all those things. You need to be constantly doing this. Okay, so don't stop doing that. Okay. Like I said, management, you need to know how many people do I need? Can I do this by myself? What type of positions am I going to have? What are they going to do? Am I going to be a solopreneur for always and forever? Or I am going to eventually in 1 year, 6 months or something going to have some help because I cannot do it by myself. So these are the things that you need to think about, okay? Budget. We all need to know our budget. So I have people that tells me, okay, how much money do I need to start my business? I don't know. Let's talk about what is your business? Where do you want to be with your business? Are you going to be online? Are you going to be home? Are you going to be at a physical location? Are you going to have like a cart, a food truck? I don't know. Depending on all those things, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about how much legal or professional assistance do you need to, office or not, licenses, permits, equipment, insurance. Please, you need to insurance no matter if you have a home-based business or wherever you are, please have insurance. I know like we do have car insurance and maybe barely and thank God we don't get into accidents that often or whatever not, but we do pay for that insurance. The same when you have a business, you need a liability insurance. You need, if you have employees, you need a workers' comp insurance. If you have a physical location, please make sure to have fire insurance and earthquake. We have those here. So those are insurance that people sometimes say, I'm not going to need that. It's okay. I don't need those. Yes, you do. Okay. And I had somebody whose business caught on fire because the neighbor's business caught on fire, and she lost everything because she thought that she never will need that insurance. And she lost everything and she had to start from zero. She did, and she has thrived already, but it was a very big impact on her. Like she went like this all the way down before she could go here, and then now she's really up. Okay. Marketing materials, your business cards, your flyers, all those cost money. It doesn't matter if it's $100, but it costs money. Your inventory, if you have to remodel and things like that. And then you have an operational expense, meaning the things that you have to pay like on a constant basis, your rent, your loans, if you're going to have a loan, your insurances, utilities, that sometimes we don't keep those in mind. If you're going to have a physical location, make sure that you remember our maintenance and repairs, because machines and things by the time they do break. So when time passes by, they do break. So we need to do that. Cleaning supplies. Sometimes we don't keep those in our mind for expenses. Financials. As a small business, okay, one thing I wanna make sure that you guys understand is I don't want you today to think that you are going to be an expert of starting your business today. Today is just information for you to know what to expect and all the things that you should keep in mind. And my suggestion is talk to the business advisor at the SBDC location and then go from there day by day. You can have as many meetings you want in order to talk about your business. So don't worry about it, okay? So don't worry about like, oh my God, did she talk about this or that? No, I'm just giving you FYIs on what to expect. And then when you meet with your business advisor, you're not like, oh my God, I didn't know about all this, okay? So that's the idea. Financials, you need your income statement, a balance sheet, a cash flow. You can have this on your own if you have a software like a QuickBooks, Square, Wave. There are a lot of those. Or you can hire an accountant that can do this for you, but you should have it. When you start a business, start it like a business. It doesn't matter how small it is. Oh, because it's home-based business and it's an online business, and I'm barely going to be selling like $1,000 or $10,000. I don't need all this. Yes, you do, and you should. It's good for you. It's good for you to have a bank account separated from you and your personal. It's good for you to have all this business structure. That's what we're going to talk now, really quick. It's good for you to have all this because it helps you to be organized. So, what is a business structure? I'm going to go really fast on this because, like I said, I don't want you to be an expert on this, but I do want you to know that there are these 4 business structures. What is this? California. If you're not in California, you may have a different structure, okay? Just FYI, and that's why you need to contact the local SBDC that can help you with that. But here in California, so we have the DBA or the sole proprietorship or the fictitious business name. What is this? Is Claudia Shah doing business as Claudia Shah, one person. That's a sole proprietorship. That's a DBA, that's a fictitious name. So Claudia Shah is doing business as Tacos Claudia, but it's still, I'm going to have my taxes and my everything as one person. My liability as one person. So if anybody comes to sue me, it will be me, my house, my car, my things. Okay, that's what a sole proprietorship is. A partnership is still, I want to be Claudia Shah, but I'm going to go in partnership with Patricia Perez. Okay, so Patricia and I are going to go in business, but we're going to have a fictitious business name that is going to be called Tacos Claudia Patricia, for example. But we want to keep on our taxes together. So Claudia, will present my taxes as one person. Patricia will do the same. If we get sued, all our things, assets that we have as a person, it will get into the business. The liability, the LLC, sorry, the LLC and the corporations means Claudia Shah is doing business as Tacos Claudia LLC. So we are 2 separate entities. My taxes as Claudia does not affect the taxes as an LLC. If I get sued as an LLC or S Corp, my things as Claudia don't go into that lawsuit. So they are separate. How do I choose the best for me? Depends on your business, depends on your liability, depends on the amount of income that you think you're going to have. The sole proprietorships and partnerships, I will say that if you have a business that is not a big risk, is not a big liability for you, that you think that you're going to sell less than $100,000 per year, you can start here. Like what? I'm going to have an online business as a business advisor. Because I'm just going to start, maybe I will sell $60,000, $80,000 per year. So I am not going to right now do much because my liability is not that big. So I'm going to keep it here, okay? But when I have a corporation and a limited liability is because I'm going to have a restaurant. Why? because a restaurant, people come into my restaurant, they can get food poison, they can trip and fall. I can get sued really fast and easy. So I want to be covered. So that's why I want to do any of these two entities. Okay. Can I start a restaurant and still be a fictitious business name? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just make sure that you know that you're at a very big risk. Why do I say $100,000 or more? You should be an LLC or an S corp, because when you have $100,000 or less, and you are a sole proprietorship, you don't pay taxes to the city. But when you're a sole proprietorship and you make more than $100,000 per year, you have to pay taxes to the city. You will still file your taxes, but you're not going to pay taxes. I hope it makes sense. Okay, I'm going to just go faster.
Yeah, Claudia, because I want to make sure we have time for
Yes,
questions.
we are almost at the end. Two
You
more
got it.
slides and we're done.
All right.
So no matter which entity you choose, remember to have a business account, business bank account, sorry, your EIN, that is your identification number, so you don't use your social security, an accounting system, and remember you're paying taxes. Okay, so don't forget about that. You are going to have payroll. Hopefully, you're going to have sales taxes if you sell physical things, like if I sell a paper or a pencil or things like that. When I sell a product, I have sales taxes. You have self-employment taxes as well. You have income taxes as well based on your profits. Okay. For whatever you want us to help you, please seek that help. Remember, you already paid in advance for this with our tax money. So we are already paid for this kind of services. Take advantage of it. In the chat, I will put the phone number that you are seeing here anyway, or you can take a screenshot or whatever you want in order for you to have the information. And here are our classes. Okay, so I'll be sharing this. Okay, Patricia, ready
All
for
right.
questions?
Perfect. And everybody, consider this a public service announcement. If you ever see Tacos Claudia Patricia, please stay away because I'm a terrible cook. So this is a warning to all of you. All right, Claudia, thank you so much for the informative presentation. And I understand this was a boatload of details, but I know some people arrived late, so I want to tell you that I'm Patricia Perez. I'm an AARP volunteer. I serve as AARP State President Emeritus, and you just heard from Claudia Shaw, Business Advisor with the Small Business Development Center, LA Region. This session is being recorded, so if you arrived late or if you want to review something that Claudia shared, no problem, because you'll have the opportunity to view this video in its entirety later on. So it's being recorded, so relax, okay? I know she was sharing so much really fast, so please. And of course, she's sharing all her information, so you're welcome to reach, and it's free, gratis. So seriously, one more. But Claudia, oh, you know what? Before I jump in, wanted to just highlight some of the things that she mentioned that were just incredible for me. You talked, Claudia, about a business plan. I have a communications agency, and what I did was, advice for you is I identified 5 business people that I respected and trusted, and I shared my business plan with them, not only to get feedback, but also to improve my accountability, right? I wanted to be held accountable to delivering on what I said I was going to do. And it's really easy for you to start kind of undervaluing your time and yourself, right? And kind of shortchanging yourself. So that was a way for me to keep honest with what I said I was going to do, the pricing, the value I was going to place on my time. So that's one tip for you. The other one, of course, she mentioned networking. Incredible. Just start with the people that you know and branch out. Every opportunity needs to be seized and maximized and just follow through. Really, you cannot, underestimate the value of networking. And the third one is like having case studies, having satisfied customers, just having those testimonials, people that you just can start listing on your website or your social, that people can go like, who else have you worked with? If you have zero experience, maybe think of doing it for a nonprofit, for a group that you trust, just so you have something under your belt that they agree that you can use them and refer people to them, and that they'll talk great about you. But anyway, just from a business perspective, just wanted to share that with you. To the questions. Claudia, what are the most common mistakes new entrepreneurs make when starting a side hustle?
Not planning. Not planning, definitely. That's one of the biggest thing, because they're not, like I said at the beginning of the conversation, when you don't have a business plan and you are not seeing where you are going, like you're blindly starting it and just going with the flow, that's when you don't know if you're going in the right direction, if you have enough money, all those things. So not planning is the biggest mistake that I see. I love the passion that everybody has, but I think you do need to plan better in order for you to have a better guidance.
Yeah, you can take down your screen if you like.
Oh,
But you're right about, not planning. But to be honest, I mean, nobody starts a business thinking like, oh, I really want to do payroll. I really want, insurance. And I'm just fascinated about reading the P&L spreadsheet. No, right? We all start because we're good at something. We want to meet a market need. We think we want to seize a moment, or maybe we're afraid, like somebody mentioned, that AI may take over our jobs, right? So we're kind of planning ahead. But everything that Claudia said, these are realities of being in business. I mentioned that I made some costly mistakes, and it was that of not knowing. So she shared a lot of resources out there. So just seize that, whatever, tools you can, and do your homework. But Claudia, we have a question. Somebody says, I'm a new author. What tax breaks can I get working from home?
you need to talk to your accountant. That will be my first advice. Have an accountant. Why? Because some people think that because I'm working from home, I can deduct everything. I can deduct 100% of my utility bills and all that stuff. Is not correct.
Nope.
It depends. You cannot also do 100% of your internet, because you also use it for your home things. You use your electricity for your own home, your water and all that. So there is a percentage that you can deduct from your bills for your business. But it's not 100% like everybody thinks. So it's better to have a tax preparer or your accountant to help you with all this.
All right. I have a little bit complex question here, Claudia. It's if your LLC is only one member and your taxes are done together, are your personal assets still protected, or should there be two separate tax returns?
No, your personal assets are still protected. So remember, an LLC and your own things are two different entities now, because you have an LLC that is your business. So your business has its own assets and its own risks. But if you did something on purpose, yes, maybe the IRS will say, hey, you did it on purpose, so your things as a person are going to be also keeping in mind and in account. But most of the times, no. There are two different things and they will be separate. So
All right.
it answered the question.
Yeah. And of course, if people want to have, more one-on-one time or more specific information regarding your situation, please, you're welcome to call or reach out uh, um, to the Small Business Development Center. All right. Another question. Is the 100,000 income rule only for the city of LA?
Yes, it's only for the city of LA. And that's like, I speak for the city of LA and the LA County because I am located here. Each SBDC is specialized in their own counties and regions and states. So the best thing, I know we had somebody from Illinois. So Wherever you are, just Google SBDC near your zip code, and you will find the right SBDC that will know better with your city and your county and your things what the tax is. So yes, the $100,000 I'm talking for the LA city.
All right.
Mhm.
Here's a, a question is how do I obtain capital to assist with my business expenses? And I know that banks are great at, when you don't need the money, they're throwing money at you. When you need it, that's when it's a little harder. But what's your advice, Claudia?
Okay, the best way to have capital, you definitely need to reach out to an SBDC. Don't go shopping for a financial institution to give you money. Go first to an SBDC. Why? Because we have a lot of connections. There are not only banks, there are also different financial institutions called CDFIs that are community development in investment financial institutions. You have CDC that are also community-based. You have credit unions that are a little bit more easier. So make sure you go first to an SBDC. What we will do is we will sit with you. We will see how much money you have and how much money you need and why and for what do you need it. And depending on that, we can give you a solution. We have had people who come to us and say, I need a loan. I need a loan. I'm going to start my business. I don't have any money. Okay, come down. Let's talk about it. Do you have this? Do you have that? Can you get this? Can you get that? Okay, you don't need a loan. And they're like, oh, yeah, I don't need a loan. Yeah, you can eventually get a loan later on, but right now you don't need it. With the money that you have, you can start a business. So it's better for us if you come first to us, then we will help you go to the right financial institution, and then you can go from there.
And just remember, I mean, you're seeking resources, right? You're seeking investment in a way in you, and nobody's going to give you money if you're not sure as to what it is you're doing, to whom you have a plan to get there, how you're going to track results, really. So put some thought into it. Because
Mhm.
just know these questions are going to come at you. They're going to want to know what your projections are, how you're going to market, who your audiences are. So really just put some thought into it. And if they say no the first time, just know they're not the only one, and you learn from that. Every single no is a learning
And that's
experience.
true, Patricia, but that's why we also try, before we send you to a financial institution, we will try to talk to that financial institution, tell them what we are doing, and who we have in the pipeline before we send it, because sometimes they tell us, no, don't even send it to us. So they don't run your credit, they don't do nothing like that, and you don't waste your time. So we are the ones, that's why I said we go shopping for you. And we will
Yeah.
refer you to those that we think that can help you and give you the money.
Absolutely. And that's critical. They're not going to be wasting your time, right? Going
Mhm.
to those that do not
Exactly.
fund your type of business. So absolutely. Um, Claudia, some of the people that are here, they may have a side hustle. They may have, just a gig right now. What do you recommend for them? Like at what point should they quit their full-time job, or should they, at what point should they do that and take the plunge, or should they keep the full-time job and just continue doing their side hustle?
I will say that the side hustle will really depends on the economic part of it, the financial. If you are going to be stable with what you are getting from that side hustle, you can survive from that, then yes, you can say, I'm done and I can quit my job. But if that is still something that is going to be a side hustle, that is not going to be your main income and all that, I think you should really keep in mind that you need to have that stable uh, job. Why? Also, the stable job gives you your health benefit, your retirement benefit, and all those things. So you need to really make sure that the new income that you're having with your side hustle, you can live and you can pay for all your insurances, your health, and your benefits, and all that stuff. And then you're going to be okay not getting that income. So we normally tell people, don't quit your job when you are going to start your business until you really see the momentum going and you say, now is the time. This is what I really want. And yes, I'm going to dedicate myself to this. Or like I said, if you're financially stable, if your husband or wife is paying for whatever you have, yeah, enjoy your side hustle and do it.
Yeah. Or maybe you saved up, right? You saved up, you know, this is what you want to do, and you saved up, and now you have, months.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, a question, if somebody calls the SBDC, should they tell them that, they were in this session? Does that help at all?
You can tell them, but it doesn't matter. I'm not that famous or important.
And should we say Claudia sent me? Should I call them and
I
say,
know.
Claudia?
No, just kidding. Yeah, you can tell them that, but it doesn't matter. All the SBDCs are here to help. So they will ask you, how did you heard about this? You can say by ARP that you went to a session with an SBDC advisor, an ARP, and that's why you are there. And they will help you because that's what we are here for. We're all to help, no matter how did you hear from about the SBDC.
And Claudia, I know that you were talking about financing through loans, like through, business loans, but do you also help find grants?
Yes, normally we do announce all the grants, and throughout the pandemic, we did a lot of grant information and workshops and all that. During the fires, we also did the same. So we are constantly in our social media sites. We are posting all the grants and all the things that are available there. So right now with the Boyle Heights, I know there is something going on as well with the SBA. So yes, we normally are always telling you, and that's why it's good for you to go to your local SBDC, because I only know about the grants here in California, in LA County and California. So that's why you need to go to your local SBDC because they know about whatever is going on in their county and state.
All right, and we have a question that if a business is like a micro business, the first year, can they uh, go to a small tax preparation company, or should they file themselves?
Whatever you feel comfortable with. If you are comfortable filing your own taxes because you have been doing it forever, and you are a sole proprietorship or doing business as or a fictitious business name, yes, you can do it by yourself if you're okay with that. If you wanted to be more secure in what you're doing is the right thing, you can pay an accountant to do it. There are VITA sites also. The VITA sites are for free when you have low income. You can go to those VITA sites. At this point, there are no more because tax season is gone. But before tax season, every year you will see VITA sites, and you can go to those VITA sites. But yeah, you can do it yourself. There are a lot of softwares also that can help you do it yourself. So no problem. Whatever you feel comfortable that whatever you're doing is the right thing.
Yeah. And Claudia, what are the most common businesses that you see coming through the SBDC?
Oh, we have a lot, thank God, but the most common one is food, then is clothes, then is advising or services in different areas. We have the person who does the websites for you, or your marketing, or your accounting. What else do we have? We have a lot of street vendors, food trucks, and right now the Miko that is the home business. So a lot of people who used to have their business from home and they were not doing it legally, they are now thinking about really getting their things in order. So we are helping a lot of those.
Yeah. And you know how Claudia was talking about starting small and then going big, right? Before you start renting a location and having a restaurant, you can start in your backyard. You can have a pop-up. You can start, online doing orders and you deliver or they pick up at your house. So anyway, there's ways to start testing it out and seeing if they're really, if it works before you take the plunge and sign.
Before you go big.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. And big is absolutely going, location, right? That is big. Um, and Claudia, you were talking about how to identify the target audience, right? To know exactly who it is you're selling to. What's the best way for somebody to help identify or narrow their target audiences?
The best thing to do it is, what are the necessities that you are supplying for that audience? Like why they need to use and consume your product or service. And that's how you know if that's your target market. I want to fabricate, I want to manufacture a purse, high-end, the leather from Ecuador or something like that, and it has to be this. So then my target market has to be people with money. That's
All
how
right.
I'm going to start thinking about it. So
All right.
you need to define that way your target market, depending
And
on.
Claudia, last bit of advice, just a very quick bit of advice before we conclude.
That one I'm biased by it. So my advice will be, don't do it alone. Do it with an advisor that can help you. That's why the SBDC is here, because you really need to talk it out with somebody. And why not take advantage of this free type of services where you can talk to your advisor? You don't need to start the business. If you come to us, that doesn't mean that you need to start your business tomorrow. You can talk to us as many times as you want and never start the business, or start it 2 years after our first talk. So it doesn't matter. Take advantage of it. Don't do it by yourself. Take all these resources, keep on attending AARP trainings and all this kind of stuff, because they are there for you. So take advantage of
Yeah.
all that.
And Claudia, they should go to the website, the SBDC website, to see what other sessions you have or what other talks.
Correct. They can go to smallbizla.org, and then you can see workshops, you can see locations, so you can be part of it, or you can call the phone number that I have been sharing in the chat as well.
Perfect. And remember, our Let's Talk Dinero with ARP series is here to help you achieve financial security. We will continue collaborating with financial experts like Claudia to talk about asset protection, debt management, managing caregiving costs, retirement planning, and more. And please join us on Monday, August the 24th, for our next event where we're going to talk about investing made simple. So August the 24th, 4 p.m., Investing Made Simple, please. And you're also welcome to visit us online and register or watch the videos of our past conversations at aarp.org slash let's talk dinero. This video is going to be up shortly, so please, I encourage you to go and check it out later on and just see some of our other videos at aarp.org slash let's talk dinero. Again, a huge thank you to Claudia for joining us and for all the information. And to all of you, thank you for taking the first step in your own financial independence and securing your financial security, and just for taking the plunge. And I really hope to see you on August the 24th. Mil gracias, everybody. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Claudia. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
ARP.
all.
Yeah, no, and thank you, ARP, for doing this and for putting this out there for our community. Is great. And I hope everybody will take advantage of all the things that you guys offer and that we offer as well. So thank you.
Hasta luego. Bye, everybody.